Okay, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about the somewhat drama or controversy surrounding Goku Black's Super Saiyan Rose English dub voice, of course being done by Schemmel, voice of Goku. He's been doing Goku for the Funimation dub since, pretty much the very beginning, as far as, not including the Ocean dub. So same guy that's been doing the Goku voice has been doing, Goku Black, and now he's doing Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose. It was released or it's about to be released. I think we got a sneak preview, but it's basically in the DLC pack, I believe either 2 or 3, that is going to have a couple of, additions to the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 game, and a little bit of controversy surrounding it, because for starters, and we'll take a listen so you guys can understand what I'm talking about, when the Goku Black voice initially came out for English dub, a lot of people were dissatisfied with it. They didn't like it. They said that it was too gruff and too angry, and they wanted it to more so just be mellow and sound sadistic in a different type of more tamed nature, so to speak. So a lot of people weren't satisfied with it. Of course, back then, Schemmel, he defended himself regarding hey, this is my interpretation of the character, etc. Now with the Super Saiyan Rose voice, the difference is that the fans really like it. They actually are very pleased with the difference in the voice between, what it was when it first came out for the regular Goku Black, and then how he sounds with the Super Saiyan Rose transformation. But here's the weird part about it, or the, I guess, friction, so to speak. Schemmel is saying, essentially, he didn't change his voice or performance for Goku Black, and that the change you're hearing is for Goku Black Rose. We'll read some of the tweets or whatever, but I guess first off, let's listen to the original Goku Black, then we'll listen to Super Saiyan Rose, and we'll get to the tweets so you guys can get a better understanding in case you're not informed and you don't know what's going on. So let's start off with Goku Black.
How dare you defy a god? Do you want me to destroy you that badly, Namekian? Know your place, worm. You will kneel before me.
Okay, so as you heard with the Goku Black, regular voice, very gruff, it sounds like he just wants to rip somebody in half. Personally, when I heard it, I really wasn't that bothered by it, because whenever there's an English dub translation, or, an adaptation, shall I say, kind of just as long as it's cool, as long as it doesn't sound way too out there, I'm fine with it. Again, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I was like, all right, it's whatever, it's the English version. Obviously, they're going to try and do some changes and whatnot, so I wasn't really that bothered by it. I thought it could have been a little bit better, but I was pretty much fine with it. Now let's take a listen to what Goku Black sounds like in the DLC for Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose.
This isn't over yet. You should still have some fight left in you. I'm going to grow even stronger. Don't get cocky. Hang in there. Ridiculous. I'll destroy you and reach even greater heights. Well, what do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
Okay, now as you guys heard from the Super Saiyan Rose transformation, it seems as though his voice is way less gruff, and he kind of has a little bit of a somewhat British accent in there. And personally, I like the Super Saiyan Rose voice a lot better. But again, according to Schemmel, there's nothing really different. It's just this is his voice for Super Saiyan Rose. And the way the tweets came out, it's almost as if he's speaking like if they're two different characters. I'm pretty sure, because the guy, he's very hardworking. He's very dedicated to Dragon Ball. It's not just a job for him, it's his life. So I'm pretty sure he understands what's going on. But there's where the, I guess friction comes in, and a little bit of the controversy surrounding the whole thing. So let's read a couple of his tweets. So for starters, on April 21st, he said, "Okay, I'm confused. I did not change the Goku Black voice for DLC. The change you're hearing is for Goku Black Rose." And then it followed with this one where I've seen a few fans weren't too happy with what he said, saying, "Also, voice acting for me is not a collaborative affair between me and the audience." So people were taking that as yo, it's just criticism, and they were a little bit I guess, upset by the way he was coming at the fans for giving their, feedback on the performance, which, to be fair, all they're saying is, hey, we like the new performance that you're doing for the Rose transformation better than the prior one for, just Goku Black normally. So, I mean, I can't really fault the fans, but at the same time, you got to look at Schemmel as he's been through this for many, many years, and I sympathize with him greatly because, I mean, being on the internet for 7 years and doing, YouTube alone, I know what it's like to constantly get the same criticisms or just criticisms in general where it's yo, I'm trying my hardest. So I totally sympathize with him. This guy's very passionate about it. So I get where he's coming from in a sense. It's there was nothing wrong in his mind anyway with how he did the original Goku Black voice because he put his all into it. And he followed up with another tweet. For the record, as much as I appreciate the fan feedback or love, I have to keep a clear boundary regarding that feedback affecting my work, which is true though, because at the end of the day, it's not only his life and stuff like that, it's also his job and his performance, and he can't just, you know, in any business or anything that you do for that matter, yes, taking fan feedback is excellent and great and it can help you, but at the end of the day, you have to do it yourself. You can't just rely on the fans and use what the fans tell you, because sometimes it could steer you wrong. There's been many cases in history and movies and stuff like that where they took some fan advice and it went bad. So I sympathize with Sean Schemmel in that regard as well, and I completely understand. He also said, I show my love for fans and care by killing my voice and agonizing over every single line. I go big or I go home. Sometimes I go home. And as a matter of fact, there are some choice lines coming up in this Saturday's episode that are not in the original Japanese. I think you'll love it. And he was referring to Dragon Ball Super with that particular last tweet. So honestly, to give my feedback on it, again, when I first initially heard the Goku Black voice in English dub in Xenoverse 2, because all of these Goku Black voices, you know, the regular one and the Super Saiyan Rose transformation, the voices right now for the English dub anyway are only out of Xenoverse 2, because the dub of it for Dragon Ball Super hasn't reached that point yet. We just now, as of the recording of this video, the past Saturday, finished, I believe it's episode 13 or 14, where Mr. Satan has to fight that alien guy that came down and B ends up saving him because they're scared of dogs. So we just got past that point. We still got to go through Resurrection F and Universe 6. So it's still a while before we'll actually see these performances in the anime. But again, when I first heard Goku Black's voice, I thought it was like, maybe he sounds a little bit too try-hard in a sense. And I guess it goes, you know, par for the course because Sean Schemmel is trying very hard. So that was, I guess, my initial thoughts on it. But it kind of grew on me and I was like, okay, you know, this is what the dub interpretation of the character is going to be. But then I hear Super Saiyan Rose, and it's kind of funny on a side note because also the Zama's voice is out. But I remember when I was doing my own little fan dubs of the characters just from like, you know, my little skits in the front of some of my older videos from a few months back. I remember I made Zama's have a English accent or a British accent, and I remember people like, oh, none of those characters would have that. What are you doing? And then we get Super Saiyan Rose with the British accent. I'm like, I was close. I was close. But the Super Saiyan Rose transformation voice, I personally prefer a lot more. It's not that I feel, and you know, this is me being genuine. Like, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm going to say how I feel regardless of anybody's feelings because it is what it is. But I like both performances. I just slightly more prefer the Super Saiyan Rose transformation because it feels as though it's going more into the roots of what Masako Nozawa did in the Japanese version of the show, whereas like his voice, it's similar to Goku's, but it's just more calm and sinister feeling. And it's almost the fact that it's similar to Goku's that it feels more sinister because it's like, yo, he has the same face, almost the same voice, but he's evil. It's, you know, sinister. It's weird. It kind of takes you off guard. So with the Super Saiyan Rose transformation, even though it has like a British accent, and obviously Goku doesn't have a British accent, it kind of still sounds more similar to just a normal Goku, just with like a slight posh voice. And I like that direction. I think it's kind of cool, and I think people are going to be surprised with it. But here's where it kind of makes me confused. Like, so is Sean Schemmel going to deliver the original Goku Black voice that he had with the original Goku Black and then switch it up into that British performance for the Rose transformation? Because Super Saiyan Rose transformation, all it is a Super Saiyan transformation. It shouldn't affect his vocals or anything like that. So that's where I'm kind of like, from what Sean Schemmel was saying, that he didn't change Goku Black's voice. That's just Goku Black Rose's voice, but it's the same character, just kind of having a power-up. So I'm really concerned when that comes. I'm sure they're going to get it together. Chris Sabat is great at directing and all that good stuff with the voices, and Sean Schemmel knows what he's doing. It's just kind of a little bit of a disconnect, I think, between what he's trying to do with the performance and what the fans want. Personally, as long as it all makes sense and it sounds good, which it usually does, I'm totally fine either way, but I do hope if they are going to change the original Goku Black's voice, then make it more similar to the Rose transformation voice, because that's kind of like where I'm liking it heading more so. But again, not up to me and not up to any of the fans, to be honest with you. It's up to Funimation, Chris Sabat, Sean Schemmel, and what they decide to do. I'm really curious what you guys think after hearing some of these voices. How do you feel about Goku Black's English dub in comparison especially to the Rose transformation? Do you like it more? Do you dislike it? And what do you think about this whole thing between Sean Schemmel and the fans back and forth? Again, I respect Sean Schemmel, and I can't say anything bad about the guy because at the end of the day, all he's voicing is his opinion from a man that gives it his all. And how can you not respect that? You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Sean Schemmel. Really looking forward to seeing the English dub debut of Goku Black and, of course, the Super Saiyan Rose transformation. And it's going to be awesome. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'll greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.